part of it has to do with, the power that workers have that is inspiring this rise of quitting. So why are workers quitting? And there's kind of 3 or 4 explanations I'm going to get into in this section here about why have we seen a rise in quitting. The first is money. The first is that workers are quitting their job because they think they can get another job that pays better. This chart here shows average hourly earnings compared to a year earlier for workers who stay at a job versus who switch a job and get a different position. And you see the huge spike this summer in wages for job switchers. This tells me that the rise of quitting is really, frankly, a poaching phenomenon. Number one, that's the first explanation I want to go over is poaching. It's frankly workers who realize I have the upper hand in this labor market. I can get a better offer and get a strong wage increase, and I'm going to do so. And frankly, for recruitment marketing professionals, we'll talk about this later. What this means is you're going to have to benchmark your wages, not just on a yearly basis or even on a quarterly basis, but in this high inflation environment, we're going to have to focus on benchmarking wages more frequently because job switchers, people who are quitting, right, who have another job lined up, are really taking note that they can get a better offer elsewhere. So that's the first explanation of the Great Resignation. That's poaching, right, because wages are rising for job switchers. But there's a second explanation for quitting, and I call it, cash. So the first is poaching, the second is cash. Households are flush with cash thanks to predominantly government stimulus programs. So this is an amazing chart that got a lot of attention in the last month. It comes from the J.P. Morgan Chase Institute. So J.P. Morgan Chase, the big bank, has data on checking accounts, and this shows you checking account balances for different types of households depending on how much income they earn. The top dark blue line is the first income quartile. That's the 25% of workers or of households with the least income. And it's those poorer households that have seen the highest increase in their checking account balances, according to JP Morgan Chase, right? And why have they seen a big increase in checking account balances? Well, yes, wages are rising, right? So they could be earning more money. That's part of it. But a big jump in these lines here, as you see in the chart, are the first, second, and third rounds of stimulus checks that happened over the last 18 months. And then it's a little bit more difficult to see, but in recent months, there have been monthly child tax credits. That's $300 a month for kids under 6 and $250 a month for kids 7 to 18. So there's the child tax credit, there's stimulus checks, and they're disproportionately helping, as they should, the poorest households. So those households are relatively flush with cash,